How's it going, hockey fans? Ever wondered about the stories behind Canada's NHL teams? Well, you're in the right place. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the history of every single Canadian team in the league. From legendary dynasties to modern-day heroes, it's a journey through the heart of hockey. So, grab your jersey and let's get started. We have to begin with the most storied franchise in NHL history, the Montreal Canadiens. Founded way back in 1909, they're older than the NHL itself. The Habs, as they're affectionately known, are one of the original 6 teams. Their history is just incredible. We're talking 24 Stanley Cup championships. That's more than any other team. Think about the legends who have worn that iconic CH logo. Morris the Rocket Richard, Jean Beliveau, Ken Dryden, Guy Lafleur, Patrick Roy. The list is just endless. The Forum in Montreal was a cathedral of hockey, and the Bell Centre carries that torch today. They haven't won the Cup since 1993, which is the longest drought in their history, but the passion in Montreal never fades. Every game is an event, a tradition passed down through generations. Now, let's head over to their biggest rivals, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Also an original 6 team, the Leafs were founded in 1917, originally as the Toronto Arenas. They became the St. Patrick's, and finally, in 1927, the Maple Leafs. Toronto has a rich history with 13 Stanley Cups. But here's the kicker. They have won since 1967. This nearly 60-year drought is one of the most talked about stories in all of sports. Despite that, the Leafs have one of the largest and most passionate fan bases in the world. Legends like Dave Keehan, Matt Sundin, and Daryl Sittler, who famously scored 10 points in a single game, have all worn the blue and white. Today, with stars like Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner, Leafs Nation is always hopeful that this is the year the curse will finally be broken. Next, we're heading out west to the Vancouver Canucks. Joining the league in the 1970 expansion, the Canucks have had a roller coaster of a history. They've made it to the Stanley Cup Final 3 times, in 1982, 1994, and 2011, but have heartbreakingly lost each one. That 1994 run, led by Captain Kirk, Trevor Linden, and the electric Pavel Bure, is legendary in Vancouver. Then, the 2011 team with the Sedin twins, Henrik and Daniel, and Roberto Luongo in net, was a dominant force that fell just 1 game short. The team's Orca logo is one of the most recognizable in the league, and their fans are known for their passion and, sometimes, their towel power. The Canucks are still hunting for that first ever championship. And with a core of exciting young players like Quinn Hughes and Elias Peterson, the future looks bright in Vancouver. Let's jump over to Alberta for the Battle of the Province, starting with the Edmonton Oilers. When the Oilers joined the NHL in 1979 from the World Hockey Association, they brought a kid named Wayne Gretzky with them. What happened next was simply the greatest dynasty in modern hockey history. With Gretzky, Mark Messier, Jari Kurri, Paul Coffey, and Grant Fuhr, the Oilers of the 1980s were unstoppable. They won 5 Stanley Cups in 7 years, playing a high-flying offensive style that changed the game forever. The Great One shattered every scoring record imaginable. After the dynasty era, there were some lean years, but now the Oilers are back in a big way. Led by 2 of the world's best players, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. The energy in Rogers Place is electric as fans hope to see the Cup return to the City of Champions. Just a few hours south, we have their arch-rivals, the Calgary Flames. The team actually started as the Atlanta Flames in 1972 before relocating to Calgary in 1980. The Flames quickly became a powerhouse, and their rivalry with the Oilers. The Battle of Alberta was the stuff of legends throughout the 80s. The peak for Calgary came in 1989. Led by Lonnie MacDonald and his incredible mustache, Doug Gilmour, and a young Joe Nieuwendyk, the Flames defeated the Canadiens to win their first and only Stanley Cup. Another memorable run was in 2004, where Jaromir Ginla, the greatest Flame of all time, led an underdog team all the way to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. The sea of red at the Saddle Dome is a truly incredible sight during the playoffs, as the entire city gets behind their team. Now, let's head back east to the nation's capital and the Ottawa Senators. The modern Senators rejoined the NHL in 1992, reviving the name of the original Ottawa team that won 11 Stanley Cups in the early 1900s. Building a new team from scratch was tough, and the early years were a struggle. But by the late 90s and early 2000s, the Sens were a force, led by their longtime captain, Daniel Alfredsson. Along with stars like Jason Spezza and Danny Heatley, Ottawa became a perennial contender. Their best season was in 2007 when they reached the Stanley Cup Final. More recently, it a magical underdog run to the Eastern Conference Final in 2017, losing in double overtime of Game 7. The fans in Ottawa are fiercely loyal. And with a core of exciting young talent like Brady Tkachuk and Tim Stützle, they're looking to build the next great Sens team. Finally, we land in Manitoba to talk about the Winnipeg Jets. This is the second iteration of the Jets in the NHL. The original Jets were, like the Oilers, a WA team that joined the league in 1979. They had stars like the legendary Dale Horchek and the Finnish Flash, Teemu Selänne, who scored an unbelievable 76 goals in his rookie season. Sadly, the team relocated to Phoenix in 1996, which was a heartbreaking day for the city. But in 2011, hockey triumphantly returned. The Atlanta Thrashers moved to Winnipeg and became the new Jets. The passion was immediate. The downtown arena is known as one of the loudest in the entire league, especially during the famous Winnipeg Whiteout in the playoffs, where every single fan wears white. Led by players like Blake Wheeler, Mark Scheifele, and Connor Hellebuyck, the Jets are aiming to bring the Stanley Cup to a city that loves its hockey more than almost anywhere else. And there you have it. Quick history of all 7 Canadian NHL teams. Each one with its own unique story, its own legends, and its own incredibly passionate fan base. From the dynastic glory of Montreal and Edmonton to the relentless pursuit of a first championship in Vancouver, the heart of hockey beats strong across Canada. Who's your favorite Canadian team? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more hockey content. See you next time.